And welcome to another video from Line Parallelogram, and this time we're going to be following on from the previous video, which was about drawing shapes, drawing text and adding images with Pygame.Display. So let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to do first is just have a look at what we're going to be making in this video, which is this very simple application where you can click a box and it will increase the amount of times you've clicked, and you can reset it. Now, really it's not very useful of an application, but it demonstrates some quite important concepts when developing some more complicated applications. Okay, so like always when you're developing Python programs, you first want to open your editor. So you can use Python 3 or 2, it doesn't matter. And then you make a new file. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is import the necessary modules. So we're going to need to import Pygame and import Pygame.Display, and then from Pygame.Locals import star. And then the next thing you're going to need to do is initialize it by typing pygame.init. This we covered in the last video, so that should be familiar. So then after that, you're going to want to set up the screen. This again shouldn't be unfamiliar. So you do that by typing screen equals pygame.display dot set underscore mode, and then two open brackets in your size. I'm doing 100 by 150, but it really doesn't matter. The next thing you can do is screen.fill if you want to have it a different colour. I'm leaving mine black though. So I'm going to skip this bit and go on to pygame.draw.rect, which will draw the rectangle. So you need surface, the colour, I'm going to have a green one, and then where you're going to put it, so 2525, and then its size, which is 50 by 50, and then I want to fill it in, and then you need to do Pygame.Display.update, which is clearly to update it, and refresh the screen. So I've just quickly added this little bit here. So you should already know what that does. It's just a subroutine that draws a rectangle over the existing text and puts some new bit on. And so the next bit we need is to define a couple of variables. Clicks is the first one, so that's how many times you clicked it. And the font, this you should also know how to do. And then you need the font name, I'm going to use Arial, and then you need the size, and then we close that. And then finally a running variable. This will just sort the while loop out. Once you've done that, you're going to need to move on to the while loop. So it's structured just like any other while loop. So you just type while running and then a colon. The next thing you need is for event in Pygame.event.get, and then an open bracket, close bracket, and then your colon. The next thing is you need to track for your events. So the first event is if you click the little X in the corner of the screen. So if event.type equals Pygame.quit, and then when you press that, you need to make running equal to false, and you need to close the display down by typing Pygame.display.quit with an open bracket, close bracket after it. The next thing you need to track for is if you press the mouse button. So that's a similar structure. If event.type equals Pygame.mouse button down, and notice that they're all capitals, And when you press that, you need to get the X and the Y position of where the event has happened, so event.pos. And once you've got them, you need to see if they are inside your button by typing if X is bigger than your start position up there, so that's 25 for me, and X is smaller than your start position plus your width, so that's 75 for me. And then because mine starts at the same place and it's a square, then it'll be the same for my Y. And then you put a colon after it. The next thing is when you do that, it needs to add one to clicks, and it also needs to call a little function up here, which is called update_disp, update_disp, and then you need to put the font and clicks into it. The final thing you're going to do is make the thing program track for the keyboard event. So if event.type equals Pygame.KEYDOWN this time, then you need to find out what key it is by typing if event.key equals K underscore and then the key you want to use. I'm using R because it's a reset key, and then it's just simply going to make clicks equal to 0, and it's going to call our update_display function again and put in the arguments. Once you've done that, you're about ready to run. So once you're ready, make sure you go ahead and save, and then you can run your program. So, we've got a little error here. Made an error on line 7. Oh, there we go. I missed out an E. Save that and run it again. So once you run it, I've got another error. Here we go. Type. I've got the P and the Y the wrong way around. On the last one. There we go. There we go. So you should get your program like this, and as you can see, when you press the button, your click count goes up. And then if I press the R key, it will reset, just like it was supposed to. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. I'll leave a link in the description to the code so you can access it on GitHub and download it if you want. Thanks for watching.